So I don't know about you guys, but I think we may very well see history repeat itself here. So if anyone watched my last video, I actually mentioned how I thought that Sony were on track to repeat their same extent of success that they've been able to enjoy this entire generation, as to how they outsold the Xbox One by more than double the amount of console units. And well, what do you know? A market intelligence firm going by the name DFC Intelligence has actually come out and said that they project the PS5 outselling the Xbox Series X this upcoming generation as well, and for the PS5 to be Sony's third console to sell 100 million units. Now, by no means am I ragging on Microsoft when I say this, but I really don't think this comes as much of a surprise at all. I'm basically going to be paraphrasing what was stated in that article, but it's clear to see that both Sony and Microsoft are going for both very different next-gen strategies here. While Sony is pushing for the importance of generational transitions and advantages, both in terms of content and games that can only be experienced on PS5, Xbox is against the idea of exclusives altogether and is going for more of a unified platform approach in terms of the things that they're offering. Xbox is aiming to have their content and services to be spread and accessible across multiple devices, which is why they are seen pushing things like Xbox Game Pass, xCloud, Xbox Play Anywhere, making all their games available on both PC and Xbox, as well as making sure all next-gen games are also playable on Xbox One for at least the first 2 years of the 9th generation. Now, I'm not saying that either Sony or Microsoft's approach is necessarily better than the other, but they both have their upsides and downsides. However, there's no disputing the fact that Sony's strategy has panned out very well for them thus far, so it naturally makes sense why they would keep it going as we head into next gen. The same can't really be said for Microsoft right now, but in the long term, I think the way that they're going about things may actually pay off for them. But even that being said, it's hard to see Microsoft remain competitive in terms of outselling or even coming close to the potential sales of the PS5, and that's due to multiple factors. As mentioned in DFC reports, Sony simply has a wider scope of global recognition and tends to sell significantly better than Xbox in basically every part of the world that isn't North America. And even here, it still outsells Xbox by a healthy amount. I mean, look at Japan. Even though Xbox is trying to hop on board with getting Japanese-oriented games and developers onto their platform, especially things like their recent effort with Yakuza Like a Dragon, it still gains very little reception in Japan, and most people probably don't even care for Xbox whatsoever over there. Europe has also been a struggle for Xbox. Basically, all in all, Microsoft really only has a plausible audience for Xbox in North America, whereas Sony's market is found literally all over the world. So that's what I mean when I say it really comes as no surprise why Xbox is likely to, once again, be outsold by Sony next generation. Microsoft understands this. They understand that Sony's current grip on the video game console market is too substantial to overcome, which is why they've begun to branch out towards other things like services, a more unified platform, cloud game streaming, etc., etc. They know that simply taking Sony head on with its current approach isn't going to cut it. But with all that being said, I still think Xbox is going to enjoy success in the long run, certainly much more than they have this generation with the many, many mistakes that they made with the Xbox One close to its launch. All in all, I think it's an overall great time to be a gamer no matter which platform you're on, as I think both companies' visions are looking very promising, and I think there's a lot of good stuff in the works for both Sony and Microsoft. So guys, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. It helps out more than you know. Comment down below on what your thoughts are on this whole report from DFC claiming that the PS5 is going to be outselling the Xbox Series X by 2 to 1 come next generation, and consider subscribing to my channel to stay up to date on all the latest gaming and tech related news and discussions, and I hope to see you again on my channel real soon. Take it easy, guys.